Good morning and welcome to Move Right Mondays. My name is Dr. Steve Stoller and I'm with Fundamental Health Solutions. You know, we're the doctors that try to teach you to think right, eat right, move right, and live right. This is the second in a series about moving right or moving correctly. And the one we're doing today is the hinge. Now, the hinge is a very, very important exercise, especially for the lower body. It really tests the mobility of the hip, the strength of the glute, and your core stability and posterior chain strength. It is one of the essential movements to have to be able to bend and lift and pick things up off the floor. Many of us have lost that because our backs are either too rounded or too arched, so it's hard for us to hinge that and do it properly. That's how we many times just bend over and wreck our backs, just picking up something of no weight. So the practice of hinging is critical. Now, in past, we've shown you how to do that holding onto a desk when we were doing our series in occupational, but today we're going to do it without any aids other than our sticks from Stick Mobility. I'm going to progress it for you. Ideally, we can keep our back flat and hip hinge back. Now, what happens with that is the hips actually pull back like a slingshot and our feet stay flat on the floor. Our knees bend, but our shins stay straight. The problem with that is many times we don't know how to lead with our hips. So what I suggest that you do is you get a stick and you put it right on the back of your backside. And then as you hinge, you push your hips into the stick, and that will teach you how to hinge properly. So you're taking your backside and you're pushing it into the stick. Now, one thing that's really important that I have to work on is keeping my back from arching. So I suggest to you that you're going to want to tuck your pelvis and make sure your tube, right, your core stability is on, and then practice pushing your hips back into the stick until you can get farther and farther back and your body can get bent over. There's not rounding in the back. There's not bending of the knees and letting your butt drop. It's really just pushing your buttocks up and back using 2 feet, pushing back. So you're going to feel the ground forces through your feet. You're going to feel your arches contract. You're actually going to be lengthening those tight hamstrings, which most people complain about, and you're loading the glutes. Now, this becomes important because once you're able to do that comfortably, then your hands will naturally be able to fall down and you could pick groceries off the ground, bags of cypress mulch off the ground, bags of pine bark, whatever it is, because your hips are loaded properly and your back is strong. Now, it's important to be able to do it with 2, but it's also, if you're a walker or someone who likes to move, to be able to do it with 1. So with the sticks, we're able to work on our single leg hip hinge, which requires 2 sticks. Again, these are going to be for balance, as we've used in this whole series. You can take 1 leg back and then tip the sticks. Now, previously we held on to the desk. That was a stable surface. Now we can hold on to the sticks, which is a little more unstable surface. So we're creating some strength and stability all at the same time. So we're reaching back, tipping the sticks, lifting the leg, and you'll see the balance through the foot. Everybody probably has a little bias, so I will show you my bad side. Standing on the left side, this side is a weaker side for me. I have to really work. The interesting thing that I want you to really try to feel in this exercise is how your feet have to work on the floor. This is something that's incredibly important. You'll notice that I'm barefoot today, or not, I have socks on. I want my feet to feel the ground. Many times, these problems start from the feet up. So the hinge is important. I want you to try to work on it. Thank you for joining us. Move Right Mondays. I'm Dr. Steve Stoller. Come back and check out our next one.